Hello and welcome to Bleeding Tree Gaming. My name's Amy, aka Warpfiend, and today I'm going to show you a way of adding some interest to those awkward flat surfaces without resorting to an airbrush. Before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe to Bleeding Tree Gaming, it would really help us a lot. Now let's start the video. So if you caught my recent video about my Raver Oryx, you'll know I made up my own speakers for it and had them cast by Curtis at Ramshackle Games. So if you want to pick up the speakers in this, I'll put the link down in the description when they go on sale. But anyway, I wanted to get a very simple scheme for them. Obviously the speakers, so I'm just using black and white. Seemed like a great place to start. And I'm just going to make a simple gradient of colours here. Now it's important to not go too bright with these, so I'm going to add in a darker colour and darken down all of it, because black is the main colour of the speakers, so I don't want to go too bright. So the first thing I want to do is take my darkest shade and I'm going to start sketching in some light in a very cartoony fashion. Here we go. I'm choosing the light's going to hit the lower half and I'm just going to put a diagonal line along the side. So this is going to mark off that all of the lower half is being hit by a light there. And where that meets the front, on the outer frame, I am going to fill that part in with the dark grey colour. The top part is going to stay black and I'm going to try and keep a nice neat dividing line between the two. Onto the back now, and I'm going to again fill in the lower half, this time meeting up with the lower end of the diagonal line that I sketched on the side. I'm also going to paint the entirety of the top because that's going to be catching the most light. So you can see what I'm left with is very much like a cartoonish two-tone light sketch. And what I want to do is develop that by bringing in lighter and lighter tones, each one covering a little less area than the last, but trying to keep all those edges distinct and clean. Putting this kind of artificial limitation on your painting can really inspire a lot of creativity, and I love to experiment with just different ways that you can paint the same thing. Sure, I could just get an airbrush and do a really neat, really smooth transition on these, put on some edge highlights and I'm done, but I think this way just adds a lot more character to them. Okay, we've got it all done now, multiple layers on there, and it is looking very cartoony indeed. What we're going to do is we're going to break up all those lines, and the way we're going to do this is by lots and lots of little tiny lines with the brush. I'm going to start with the black, and I'm just going to do all these little dashes across the line that divides it with the next brightest grey. All I'm doing is breaking up that line, and I want to get as many little dashes as I can. Then I move up to the next brightest shade and using it to repeat this same process of breaking up the line that divides it with the next lightest segment. I also do it the opposite way, then merging the lighter segment with the darker segment. I'm just going to travel up through all those layers, repeating the same process, moving up a shade, hitting the lighter colour, hitting the darker colour, getting both those transitions with loads of little lines. To finish off, I'm going to edge highlight the entire model. This will really help sell those flat panels. To finish it off, I'm just going to add some little specks along the rims of the speaker cones to just suggest a metallic effect. I had a really fun time playing around with this scheme, and there's loads of places you can take this. Artists like Flame On Miniatures will use this, but with just so many layers that the result appears just incredibly smooth. You can obviously take this a lot further than I have, and I hope you enjoy playing around with it. I'd love to see your creations. Let's move on to the beauty shots. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you with more hobby content very soon. Bye bye!